nigga, I knew that I would not.
Welcome back to Good Day Big Bear. Thanks for staying tuned with us. We have Captain David and Erin. I want to make sure I got that right.
Yeah.
Kauffman.
Yes.
And she was correcting the spelling, and I said they'll never know. Am I saying it right?
Yes, you're saying it
Kauffman
correct,
there.
correct.
It's one of my favorite things to do at the store when we get people's credit cards or whatever, is try to pronounce last names.
Yeah.
It's a little worst place I've ever been was New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
Yes.
You guys have traveled around quite a bit.
Yeah, we've been
With this-
a lot of places with the
Let-
Salvation Army.
Let's find out a little bit about the Kauffmans here. Now, you are
A couple, yes.
okay, all right. Just checking. Could have been brother and sister, but no, you're married. How long you guys been married?
18 years.
18, to each other.
Yes.
To each other.
Okay. I'm getting from the booth. Speak up.
18
Don't
years.
be bashful. Use your camp voice.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And were you from originally?
I call Las Vegas home. 20 years we spent there working
Wow.
with the homeless, the mentally ill. Prior to that, I was in construction in Las Vegas, so that's where we've spent most of our time.
Okay.
Then God had different plans for our lives, so
Very
we
good.
signed on full-time Salvation Army, and we were sent to, first place was Palos Verdes, California, right there on the ocean.
my.
That's where our seminary school is.
Uh-huh.
And we spent 2 years there training, learning, education. And
Okay.
then in the meantime, we were in Santa Monica. That's where we spent our 2 years training
Right.
more, on-the-job training. And from there, we went to Tucson, Arizona. We were pastors of a church for 7 years, ran a youth center, and just had a wonderful experience there. Phoenix for our corporate incorporation time. That was fun. 6 months only, and then to wonderful Big Bear Lake
Oh, very
on
good.
January 8th, 2011. That's when we
So
arrived.
been here a little while. Well, he jumped right over some of the background stuff there. And how did you guys meet?
We met in Las Vegas. I was working with the homeless with the Salvation Army. My parents retired from Michigan.
Yes.
I grew up in Michigan.
So you're used to cold.
Yes, I'm used to cold. Yes. So they retired to Las Vegas, and I started going to UNLV, and I met my husband. He was born into the Salvation Army. His parents are pastors as well.
Yeah.
And I met him, and we started working for the Salvation Army with, like he said, the homeless, addicted, mentally ill.
No.
And we
Common
did that for
calling,
about
Yes.
10 years. We worked there in Las Vegas, and that's when we got a bigger calling to go to seminary.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So, tell us a little bit about what is the Salvation Army? It's not a branch of the Army.
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
we're not military.
No. Okay. Even though you got uniforms and
we look
and
sharp.
captains here, it's not
Yeah.
there. So it's kind of patterned after a military.
Quasi-military,
But
yeah.
is it a church?
It is. It's
Okay.
a church. It was founded 1865, London, England. Started off a Methodist.
1865. Wow.
Yeah, it's,
Talk about a time of homeless and people needing help. Yeah.
yeah. The founder. That's one of his primary
Mm-hmm.
missions. He was a Methodist minister, and he was trying to help the homeless and the mentally ill and all the people in London, and found that they were kind of excluded from the church. So he was he started a new church, and that's who we worked with at that point in London, England. It
Okay.
spread to the United States, 1872. The first Christmas kettle that everyone knows us for was placed in. It was actually started as a result of a young female lady captain who needed to get the soup line going that night.
Right.
She couldn't figure out a way to get the soup, broke, so she went down to the port in San Francisco, Vallejo, took a pot, the soup pot, stood there when the fishermen came in, ringing a bell and asking for donations, and that's how it all started with Christmas kettles in the Salvation Army. Spread worldwide from there, and it happened to a little young captain lady in Vallejo, California.
Amazing. 1865, and then in the U.S., would you say
1872.
1872. Hard times.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and you've mentioned the mentally ill a couple times. I don't think I've ever associated that with the Salvation Army. The mouth doesn't work too well sometimes. And you mentioned in England, and having just done some Dickens work and reading a lot of the stuff, the mentally ill and the poor were treated
Yeah.
Right.
Like you didn't want to even know they were there. The whole society just kind of shoved everything aside. So, do you know much about that history? I mean,
Yeah.
did they take people just off the streets or out of asylums, or what did they do there?
We started, everyone's heard the Salvation Army slogan, soup, soap, salvation. So we started with feeding programs. We actually, rewind. The Salvation Army, William Booth, the founder, started social service programs. He wrote a book called In Darkest England and the Way Out, and it's the social service model of the Salvation Army. It's probably foundational social services started in 1865 for social work, continuing on. I'm studying that currently. That's how I'm making these associations. Probably.
So you mean there were no social help programs at all before that time?
Not really, no.
Wow.
He started with working with match factories. There was when you use white phosphorus, there was a disease. I can't remember the name of it, but it was killing people. And
Kids.
in
There were 10-year-old
particular,
kids
yeah,
working in
kids.
these factories.
the kids were dying, so he started match factories using red phosphorus, which, by the way, today we know them as safe matches. They're made out of red phosphorus, but that's how that started. So he worked with that. We started farm programs out in rural London, and people from the cities struggling, finding a way, can't get a job, etc., came out to these farms, started nurturing work skills and saving money, and eventually they would take on their own home and
Right.
live a different life.
Just
That-
get a foot up.
and that
Just get all
translated
that
into the United States as well. We had
Hmm.
farm programs in the United States,
Mhm.
Chicago, Colorado, San Francisco. Those same programs started in London, came over to the United
Mhm.
States, and there's families that benefited. What's the name of the city? It's a California city. Is it? I can't think of it. It's a farm community up by San Jose, and it was a Salvation Army farm community, and it spun out of
The
that.
entire community. Now, do they still have farms today?
We don't, not so much. Now
Okay.
you notice we're more inner city, working with people, set up our programs, homeless shelters, transitional living, working with people in those areas,
Addictions, yeah.
addictions, ARC, adult rehabilitation
Okay.
centers, things like that.
And do you receive just boatloads of government money to do this?
Yeah, we wish. No, mostly it's through kind donations
Uh-huh.
of our supporters and friends of the Salvation Army who know what we're about. I don't go many places without hearing a story of someone who's been touched. My son or my brother or my daughter has been helped by your program, and then they'll share a story. I hear stories all day long from veterans, how we helped them in World War II. World War I, we were tasked by the government in England to go serve alongside the soldiers. Everyone knows them as donut girls. That's what the Salvation Army did. We didn't choose that. We were asked to do that. Our general was
Right.
asked by the government, and we went and did that.
Wow. And so you're still working with veterans today?
Yeah, still work with veterans. We do a lot of visitations with the VA hospitals. Down in LA at the Bell Shelter, there's a 300-bed program that helps with veterans and helps them get their benefits and then job training and whatnot. What I love about the Salvation Army is they find out what the need is in the community and they meet that need. It's been anywhere from unwed mothers' homes to rehab centers to homeless centers to camps. Another thing is that Salvation Army has been involved in camping ministry since the late 1800s, was bringing kids out of the city, and they called them fresh air camps. And that's what brought David and I up here to Big Bears when the Salvation Army bought the camp, the Pine Summit camp from the Conservative Baptists in December 21st, 2010.
Nothing like a change of place.
Yeah.
To change somebody's mindset and how their life is going as well. So it sounds like this is a fairly good-sized organization. How
129 countries, I believe.
129 countries.
Yep.
Okay.
We have 3,000 service centers in the United States.
3,000 service centers now. Does that mean? Because I can't get away from this church thing. Is that like
That's
a church?
included,
Is that,
so I
is
would
it
say
homes or kitchens or?
all of the above.
Okay.
Churches, kitchens, adult rehabilitation centers. I'm not counting thrift stores and things like that, but
Okay.
these are service centers where we We minister to the public on a daily basis. Our
Okay.
mission is proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ and meet the needs of suffering humanity in His name. So that's
Now, does somebody have to join the church to get help?
no.
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
No.
you were quick on that one.
Yeah. No, we
We'd
help
love to
anyone.
help. We'd love to
Anyone.
help. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you say how many people? How many? What do you call yourselves?
We,
Volunteers,
members,
members,
Salvationist.
Salvationists.
This
Okay.
is Methodist,
Officers?
Nazarenes.
Yeah,
We're
that's what we are.
officers, yep.
How many enlisted? There we go.
Oh, millions and millions.
Is that
Throughout
right?
the world.
Right.
We're the largest free, at peace army in the world.
Huh?
We're larger than any mobilized force.
That's you not.
We don't have
You're not
weapons or
armed or
anything.
No,
Okay.
we,
Or
No.
whistles or batons or mace or
No.
none of that stuff there. So, well, let's talk a little bit about what's going on here in Big Bear. Now, the Salvation Army. Before we do that, let's go back to the bucket thing.
Okay.
You can call it the bucket. What'd you call
Kettles.
it? Kettles.
Kettles, yes.
Kettles. That started in San Francisco in what year was that?
I can't remember exactly. I want to say in the 1870s.
Okay. And it seems like they're only out around Christmas time.
They are.
Do you raise enough money during Christmas to support your programs the whole year?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
I
It's
was going to say
small
that's a
portion.
lot of dimes.
yeah.
That's a lot of counting going on there. So you receive funds all through the year
Yes.
from.
Everyone who loves us, we
Okay.
do have ways of going out, and when things start getting tight, we'll
Mhm.
go out and we'll be knocking on doors and
Okay.
help
And it's
the-
all through donations.
It is.
There is no funding coming from anywhere else.
No, that's not absolutely true. We do work alongside the government in some of our programs.
Mm-hmm.
Here at Pine Summit, it's fully supported through the rentals that we do
Mhm.
to the groups, the
Okay.
outside groups. So that's plus our donor base,
Mm-hmm.
which is we really haven't cultivated at all. So it's
Okay.
basically the rental groups coming in, and then the Christmas, which gives us the opportunity for all the Christmas kettle money to go towards scholarships
Mm-hmm.
for young people here in Big Bear. That's what the money we do here,
Okay.
raised in the kettles, goes to.
Now, is it that way pretty much everywhere? Because we met at the senior luncheon, which was at the camp this year,
Mhm.
and that's when I invited the folks on to the show. Does every kettle stay in its local area
yes.
For the most part,
for the most part?
yeah.
Yep.
Well, there are certain, just like any organization, administrative fees. We try to keep them really low.
Sure.
We have a national report we put out every year that places us at 83 cents to every dollar goes towards program.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
it's
good.
incredible.
It's
Yeah.
the highest out of all the
it?
nonprofits, yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you see a lot of those reports, and they're 50-60%.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overhead.
So
No, we try to keep
87%.
it low.
That's good. All right. And what does that money donated here in Big Bear go towards? What's that?
We last summer put 100 Big Bear kids at our camp as part of our Salvation Army regular programming.
Mm-hmm.
We were encouraged to.
So local kids to the local camp.
Mhm.
I
Right.
see. Okay.
They attended. We have 8 weeks sectioned off
Mm-hmm.
for community service, internal Salvation Army camps for the young people that attend our churches and
Mhm.
our
Foster
programs.
care kids.
Okay.
And they come, and we included Big Bear kids right alongside them in these
Okay.
programs.
Oh, so there's some kids from off the hill as well
Yes,
Correct.
coming up,
Yeah.
and but you've got scholarships for our local kids.
That's what we
Okay.
did with the money.
All right. Now, how long's camp?
Well, it depends on which camp they attend. If it's a
Mhm.
community service, they're 1 week. They start Monday and end Saturday. And we did that all the way from June to middle of August.
Oh, wow, quite a few weeks there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So run me through a typical week.
Starts off with the buses arriving from all over, as you mentioned,
Mhm.
all over Southern California. Our region technically is Riverside down to San Diego.
That's
So
a pretty good area.
it's huge.
You've got a lot of population in there.
A lot of kids.
Okay. Right.
And they all come up from those areas.
Mm-hmm.
And they get off the buses, screaming wildness, craziness, excitement, and we try to put them to bed at midnight later on.
Oh,
that
good
day,
luck
but
with that
needless to
one.
say,
Yeah. What age group are we talking about?
From 5? No, I'm sorry.
7
7.
7.
to 18.
Se-
We have a
wow.
separate teen camp for teenagers
Okay.
and a camp for elementary.
Uh-huh.
7 to 18. They're partitioned according to age. And
Right.
they go into their
Mhm.
cabin groups.
Okay.
And
How many
they-
beds you got?
We've got 750 on the property.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big camp. Yeah,
Good luck with that one.
3,000 meals a
750
day,
kids?
yes.
Woof.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
All right.
Where is that camp? Where's their camp?
Pine Summit?
Pine Summit's right up Ren,
Yep,
right off of
Right
Big
behind
Bear
Carl's
Boulevard.
Junior's, right at the foot of Summit.
that's Thrush.
Well, it's Thrush. It goes from Thrush to Ren.
Right,
does,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
44
up at the
acres.
top there, 44 acres.
Yep, it's a beautiful property.
It's a gorgeous property. Big dining hall.
Yeah.
Big dining hall there. And so the kids get there, you get them settled down. Yeah,
They
sure.
come in and sign in. We have a nurse on staff, so they'll bring their medications. They'll do a health screening, just to make sure everyone's well.
Okay.
They get divided into cabins. Then we have all kinds of rec opportunities:
Okay.
archery, BBs, rock wall, zip line, and then we have a tennis court, volleyball.
Swimming.
We have the swimming pool. We have an artificial turf soccer field. So they get to try all kinds of activities in the afternoon. In the mornings we have chapel service, a sing-along time. Then Salvation Army also has their own character building programs like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. It's our own guard program, so they work on emblems throughout the week, whether it's American Indian lore, leather lacing, woodworking, orienteering. So they do that in the morning, and then the afternoon we have organized free time where the children go and try the different activities. And by the end of the week, they would have tried every single activity on camp.
Wow.
And it's a holistic approach. We try to hit all four aspects with the kids: the social, the physical, the intellectual, and the spiritual. And they come and they just have a wonderful time. And the evenings we have the campfire and the s'mores. So.
No, it's worse.
And the guitar, kumbaya,
Yeah,
yeah.
a little singing and stuff. Going. Now, is it co-ed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. And so how many kids do you run through there?
We run
During the course of the summer, if you're
Thousands.
doing...
probably about 15,000 in the summer alone. We do 30,000 throughout the year. In the winter, mostly it's weekend groups. But we do probably 15,000 kids from June 1st to the middle of August.
Wow. Now, for our folks that are watching from off the hill, because that's a pretty good range that you carry all the way down to San Diego and whatnot, what kind of cost is associated with a kid coming to camp for a week?
Well, the actual cost is about $350 a week.
And that's
it's-
all in? That's food and...
That's everything: food, lodging, all your activities, all
That's
your
not bad.
recreation. And so what the Kettles do is raise funds for these 100 local kids to come to camp. Last year we were able to send about 55 kids to summer camp. And then another thing we do up at Pine Summit is we do a day camp throughout the year with our school breaks. We do one in the spring, we do one in the fall, in the winter. We do 100 kids for the week. We only charge $40 for the week, but it's
Wow. And
Monday.
they're just not staying overnight?
No, they're not.
That's
They're
the only
having
difference.
breakfast, their lunch, and snack, and they do the same activities. And it just helps the parents who have to work during these breaks.
Okay.
So that money helps subsidize their day camps as
And
well.
I'm sorry, I'm sure I misunderstood how much you said that was.
We only charge $40 a week.
I didn't misunderstand.
No, it's $40 a week, and we get 100 kids, and we sell out pretty quickly.
I would imagine.
And we do ages 5 to 18. The teenagers are actually free because we kind of
you
raise
put them to
them.
work.
Well, we
right.
make them junior volunteers.
Right.
And it's just really good for their self-esteem, and
Right, sure.
it's great for them.
But because mentoring younger kids and stuff has always been a wonderful thing. Wow, that's a very impressive program. So
Yeah.
somebody watching off the hill, what if they don't have, was it $400? Was that what you said? What if-
$350 roughly.
What if they don't have the $350 or $400?
We figure out a way.
Well, actually, the Salvation Army sends all the summer kids to camp. If you go to your local, if you live in San Bernardino, you go to your local Salvation Army unit, to the social service program, and you say you want to send your child to camp, they will bus the child up here. And that's the kids that we serve. If you live in Riverside, El Cajon, anywhere around the San Diego area, that's where we serve the kids, and that's 1,000 kids that come up here
No.
for no
so
charge.
So that there's help for them as well, not just our
Oh, yeah.
local kids. But
Last
the
year-
money raised here locally stays right
Right here for the
to
local
help our
kids. Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
Last year, I got a directive from...
Excuse me, Erin.
Sure.
How many years has this been camp has been up on Pine Summit?
Well, this camp has been here for 60 years. It was owned by the Conservative Baptists. The Salvation Army just bought the camp 2 years ago.
I was going to say,
Well, I see, because we haven't seen much publicity on it or any stories. This would be a wonderful story for the Grizzly or, any of the Weekender to talk about all the service that you're giving to all these kids.
Yeah. Salvation Army is one of the best kept secrets. We tend not
We're
to
really
toot our
bad at
horn.
marketing.
You're really bad at marketing. Yeah. You're not real boastful there, which is, but how do you get the word out? I mean, in these other areas, if people don't know about this, how do they find out? And we'll get the answer to that question in just a moment. See, I'm getting messages from the. We've got to run to a commercial block here real quick. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Please support our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll find out how you can spread the word.
Did you know that Big Bear has its own zoo? It's called the Moonridge Animal Park, and they host about 180 animals, including 85 different species. Most of these creatures were once living wild around here and were rescued from poor health or injuries. This zoo is financially sustained by donations made to the Friends of the Moonridge Zoo, a 501c3 charity organization. From lions to eagles, this zoo has much to experience, including educational programs and special events. The Moonridge Zoo is expanding to this much larger, more pristine area. For more information, call 909-878-4200 or visit moonridgezoo.org. And now you know, because it's Shay's Super Short Show.
Welcome back to Good Day Big Bear. We're here with our captains from the local Salvation Army, David and Erin Kauffman.
Yes.
We got 10? Okay. And we got the show's host, Mr. Noel Blank, on the phone with us. Good morning, Noel.
What's up, Don? Well, I'm down here at Great American Ink, and I'm showing him the new book I was telling you about Mel that just came out day before yesterday. A 700-page book on cartoons, and it's called Mel Blanc, Man of a Thousand Voices. And it took this fellow, Ben Omar, 11 years to put this book together. And it finally came out. It's got a great cover with all the characters on it, and Mel shaving himself with a radio mic. And it's really a cute cover. But it's available now on Amazon and things like that. We don't get any part of the money from it. It's all going to go to charity. And it goes to Ben Omar, and he gives it to whatever charities. And you sure got a great charity up there with, on the air today with you, with
Yes.
Erin and David. And I just want to give the number one more time, 1-800-552-BUGS for Great American Ink. If you call that, they'll tell you all about the book, and they'll tell you about cartoons.
And you can find a link to that on the Channel 6 website under Good Day Big Bear. Just look for Noel's picture and click on it, and you're off to Great American Ink. And we were talking a little bit about the camps and the different programs and things going on and how people find out how this stuff works. I guess you could accost somebody that's ringing a bell at a kettle.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
They're
love
going
it.
to tell you. And for you folks that just tuned in, please go to pinesummit.com, pinesummit.com here in Big Bear for more information about the camps and things going on and the scholarships that are available not only to kids that are off the hill, because how many thousands did you say?
1,000 kids get
1,000
scholarships.
kids.
Yep.
Wow. Up here. And also our local phone number, 909-878-0140. And we were just talking, if somebody wanted to volunteer, they're not a member of the church, they're not a member of the Salvation Army, but they want to come help out. That's possible.
We'd love to have you. Encourage you to come down. Do caveat that with we have a background packet that you'll
Sure,
be filling
anybody
out,
working
so-
with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
As you do a little background check, there's a packet, a little bit of training going on or not, or what?
It's more OJT.
Okay.
We'll take it under the assumption that you know how to dish mashed potatoes. But if you're going to lead,
I can handle that.
If you're going to lead a group of kids, we will
Yeah.
have to work with you a
About
little
8-hour
bit.
training
Uh-huh.
now with kids.
Just so you don't pull out your hair.
Yeah, and you mentioned that there were some opportunities for folks that maybe
Hair.
have what hair? Stop, no, that's enough. That have some skills that they might impart with the kids in the camp. So if somebody want to come and help teach a class or
Oh,
something,
we'd love to have you. Love to hear from you, and the kids would really enjoy it. They benefit from your years of experience, whatever you've got to share. The kids just soak it up. They love it.
Yep.
outstanding. So Salvation Army, you don't hear a lot about you guys.
Right.
You're kind of
Under the radar.
Yeah, you're kind of low key there, except when the bells are going. And I got to tell you, we got a bell across the street from us, and it's ringing all
Yes,
day.
it does.
And when do the kettles come out?
The kettles usually come out Thanksgiving week,
Okay.
and we ring until the day before, well,
Mhm.
Christmas Eve. We don't ring on Sundays, so we're out there usually about Tuesday to Saturday.
Mhm.
We have about 7 local sites. The stores and the store managers have been very generous to allow us to
Mhm.
stand, and we're using our staff to stand the kettles. And our goal this year is 12,500,
Okay.
just to send the kids to camp, and we're about 25% of the way there.
25%.
Yep,
Oh, wow, and we're only a couple weeks in.
that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a
Great.
good season for you then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dimes, pennies, everything's helped.
Yes,
It all
everything
helps.
helps.
Okay. What was I gonna say? So, during the rest of the year, how do you get the word out that you're doing these kind of wonderful? Do you do anything other than the camps?
Yes. Well, we do the VBS day camps.
Uh-huh.
We do that. We serve a lot of outside groups. The Rock
Mhm.
Church San Diego, they come and they do their programs.
Okay.
We don't program that for them. We set the table so they have everything they need in
Uh-huh.
order to do their programs. A lot of large organizations from down the hill come up.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as getting the word out, you guys probably get annoyed just like me with the mailers and things like that. But now you know what it's for and you know what's going on. So
Hopefully,
like-
it'll make it out of the post office.
yes.
Yeah.
Just and then leave. And so the Pine Summit Camp, that's a money-making center for you guys. You rent it out.
Right.
Okay. Now, do you have to be a huge group? Because how
No.
many beds did you say you have again?
750.
750 beds. What if I only got 50 or 60 people I'm bringing?
That's fine. Our minimum is 30. So
Okay.
we'll take small groups in. We have,
So you could even do like a family reunion.
and
there.
we
Oh,
do
yeah.
have that,
Okay.
yep. Yep, we
Okay.
have wonderful accommodations for that
Uh-huh.
as well. And we do a lot of specialized group. We have this wonderful national group called Camp No Limits. It's an
Camp No Limits.
Camp No
okay.
Limits. It's an amputee group.
Mm.
And they come in with 300-400 people, all with amputees. And when they come to camp, their inhibitions that they may have in their
Mhm.
own town at school, they come to camp. They're the only group that never visits the nurses unit. They
Huh.
are on the rock wall, the zip line. They are fearless. And just to see them, it's just wonderful, just to have them experience that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing there. And you know, you said something about the veterans group now. Is that through Wounded Warriors, or you know, if we've got some vets listening and they go, you know,
We
I
work
remember
with-
going to camp as a kid. How do I get involved with this?
We work with a lot of different organizations. We work with the military.
Hmm.
They
Directly. Okay.
Yeah, their people come prior to going and
Mhm.
arriving, coming back into the country from war zones, and they'll use Camp Pine Summit as a
Huh?
place for
Decompression
couples.
place.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, for couples,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, so you do couples retreats
Yes,
as
we
well?
do.
Oh,
Yeah, we
outstanding
actually
stuff.
have hotel rooms there
Mhm.
that are they're not just bunk bed camping. So
Mhm.
we have a really nice conference center as well, where it's a really nice hotel room,
Mhm.
private bathrooms, all linens. So we do a lot of. We're very diverse. We meet all
Okay.
the needs up there.
Do you have camping?
We don't have tent camping,
Okay.
but
No.
we do have a room with bunk beds and a light. So that's as
That's
rough
pretty
as it
rustic
gets.
there. No air, no nothing like that.
Yes.
There. None of that stuff there. Well, that's outstanding. And do you have more plans for the camp?
There are some plans in the works. Currently, we're under construction for a new gate. The
Uh-huh.
gate's going in right now.
Right.
Um,
Ran into that the other day.
Yeah.
Well, didn't run into it.
Glad
Yeah.
someone did. Someone
So-
accidentally.
Oh, did they? No.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Anyway, the gate coming in, we're
Uh-huh.
gonna work on the A-frame dorms. Are fairly old, built in the early 70s.
Mm.
They need some attention. We're
Mhm.
gonna give them attention. We're gonna expand our meeting spaces. We have one large meeting space that
Is that the
holds
dining hall?
500.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
no, we have
it's
a
the
chapel.
We don't count
Okay.
the dining halls. as meeting
Okay.
space. So the chapel, and we go from 500 to 100, and we have a disparity there, so we
Oh,
have
yeah.
to fix that.
Need a little something in between.
And
Okay.
we're always enhancing the recreation activities
Mm-hmm.
department. Our guys, Ian Goswiller and John Gable, are just spectacular men. They sit and they wait and listen to the groups coming in, and they hear the things that they want.
Mhm.
And gosh, they come to me, and we build expanded zip lines and towers, and they're just very interested in what the guests need. So all those things are regularly occurring at the camp.
Well, you got just a list of things that the kids get to do, or the
Right.
veterans get to do, or anybody, I guess. It was pretty extensive. You have a good-sized swimming pool.
Yes, we do. Yeah, and
Open
we're
to the
open to the
community?
public.
Oh,
Open to the public, yep. We serve the public. at different times of the day. We just charge $5. We have 13 lifeguards, and we're open from 7 in the morning till 11
13
at night.
lifeguards, that's a big pool.
Yeah, well, we have 120 staff. When we do have 40 locals on staff that are year-round.
Okay.
Yeah, and we keep them working, so.
Are you looking for anybody else?
We're
Always
looking-
looking.
Anybody? Always looking.
Okay,
all
we're
right.
looking for a kitchen director right now, so.
Oh, okay. So pinesummit.com is their website, and local number 909-878-0140. If you're watching this weekend and you want to have anything to do with the camp up here, sounds like a wonderful organization. I thank you so much
Oh,
Yeah.
privilege.
for
Thank
coming
you.
on and sharing this today, and we'll get it out several times over the
Right.
weekend, and we'll put it up on YouTube so you can
Yeah.
lose it or
If I
something.
can just
like
add one
Yes.
thing, we do have a community dinner that's open to the public.
Oh, yes.
Free of charge on Sunday from 1 to 3. You don't have to be homeless, you just have to be hungry. We're gonna have a little program, sing some carols, and we'll be open at 1 o'clock, 1 to 3, and we'll be serving a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner.
1 to 3
Yes.
this Sunday.
This
Do
Sunday.
we need advance tickets or
No,
just
you
show up?
just show up,
Wow, Pine Summit. Take the Big Bear Boulevard and turn uphill.
uphill.
At Thrush. And what about Wren?
Ren,
I'm
Is
Ren-
the gate finished there? Can
No,
you
not
get in?
yet.
Have to
Can't
cut
get in. You
across.
got to get in. So you're going up Thrush anyway.
Yeah.
That's what's the street right there? Is that
Comstock,
Comstock
right
is
after
the last one.
Comstock.
Comstock? Is that where Carl's Jr. is?
Mhm.
So turn up.
Oh, no, that's
Turn up
Thrush.
Thrush.
That's Thrush. So
Hi,
turn
you're
up.
almost off the air. I want to thank you for being there. It was nice talking to you, David.
Nice.
Erin,
Nice
it's been
talking to
great
you.
talking to you. I'll sign off here as Porky Pig and say from Santa Monica, that's all.
All right, thank you, Nola. We'll see you next week. Do want to remind you a couple of things going on at the PAC this weekend. The Strings Family Christmas at the PAC on December 7th from 7:30 to 9. That's the Bear Valley Unified School District and the Lighthouse putting that on. And on the 9th, the Winter Voice Recital, Diane Sloan Kubeha, hosted by the Masonic Lodge. Those are both at the Performing Arts Center. For more information, 909-866-4970. And for everything else going on in town, go to the website, channel6bigbear.com. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.